heated argument for some time now on their fishing industry. They are next to each other like Guyana and Suriname. The bitterness come to a stage that this matter meet to the British Parliament, in which they were having a furious debate over the fishing industry between the two nations. France meet a boiling point in which they tell England yesterday, if they can't settle this dispute, France will cut off some cables that run from France to England. You hear me, Josh? Yeah. You see how them nations standing up fighting to protect them fishing waters and fishing ground? Yeah. What's happening to our fishing industry here in Guyana? Here in Guyana, the ministry issue a license, a fishing license, to a single Guyanese. And Kemraj Ramjatan got so upset that he told the Stabrook News he will take this matter till to Parliament. Yes. Wow. These clungs. Wow. A fishing license. Yes. He take it to Parliament. Now the fishing industry is done. I wonder if the PPP and the PNC will take our fishing industry and the oil contract to Parliament, like how the British debating their fishing industry in their Parliament. I wonder if they will do that. Do that so that the fishermen and the people of this country can have full compensation from ExxonMobil and the others. That's what you guys got to take to Parliament, my friend. Let me remind you, Uncle, soon, very soon, I have said it many times, we will have to import fish and shrimp in this country to eat. I know some of these politicians wouldn't mind because they are all set in life. Yes, they're set in life with the oil people and we oil blocks. You know what I mean, Miss Harris?
No, yes.
Yes. You're going to be eating cackabelly and mudfish. if any around. Wednesday, Uncle, 2 days ago, ExxonMobil and the EPA held another yellowtail consultation at Anna Regina in Essequibo. I was so happy when I heard the turnout for this fourth project. During the consultation, Uncle, a fisherman asked the EPA and ExxonMobil who will compensate them now that there is no fish. Hey, wow. I love that question. Yeah. The ExxonMobil people tell the audience that they have to ask that question to ExxonMobil themselves. How his team was hired to do an EIA for ExxonMobil. Them job is just to tell Guyana what will be the effects of this fourth project. Their job is not for say who will pay or who owe who. It's like Glenn Lall hired an engineer to build a huge building, and the engineer has to meet with the neighbors to explain to them the nature and danger of the building. Like if it fall down, what will happen, and all the good and bad that comes with the construction and the completion of the building. So you can't ask the engineer if the building fall down and damage the neighbor place, who gonna pay? You gotta ask that question to Glenn Lall, who owns the building, who owns the project.
Yep.
So the fisherman got to ask ExxonMobil in Texas, or the country manager here, a man named Alistair Rutledge. You either ask he, or you ask Vice President Jagdeo, President Ali, or the opposition leader Harman, who, when, and how the fishermen them, yes, will be compensated, seeing that there is no fish.
Yep.
I am told that ExxonMobil have been collecting their own fishing information on Guyana for the last 2 years, and them asking the fishermen to lie on the forms. They must say that they're catching 2 and 3 times the amount they're actually catching. I don't know where ExxonMobil will send that data or what they will use it for. I can only guess they will give President Ali, your fishing industry is intact.
Yep.
Yes, they're going to give President Ali to say that your fishing industry intact. Look at what the fishermen them tell us. And of course, these corrupt clowns would buy into it.
Yep.
I have been warning Guyana 3 years now about this. And only last week, the Guyana half-year report the government put out, now mentioning what is happening. Uncle, what is happening in the fishing industry? And they're still lying. Them said it's CBAB growing, but the fishermen them saying they're not even seeing CBAB, much less catch CBAB. These clowns, they all have for leaders. Then I saw another piece of news yesterday. Just yesterday in another country called Romania, right in Europe, not far from France and England. The news says the forest is disappearing at an alarming speed, and all this happening due to corruption by the politicians in Romania. The news said they have a state-owned agency, just like how Guyana got the Guyana Forestry Commission. And the agency is being controlled by the politicians in Romania.
Wow.
So whatever the politician says goes. The agencies does not have a say. So all the forest is disappearing and the country gets nothing. Anything ring a bell here in Guyana, uncle? They used to have hundreds of containers line up on the back road waiting to go in John Fernand's shipping yard to be sailed away every single week, uncle. Yeah, man. Long, long lines waiting to be shipped away every week. This saga used to affect my soul, auntie. I don't like to say things like this, but I chartered helicopters, spend over $2 million of my own money, auntie, to fly in couple places just to see what the foreigners doing to our forests. Some of these lumber they were taking out, uncle. The width of it is taller than me, and I am not short. I am 5 feet 6 inches. That's the size of the rich lumber they're fetching out of this land. And some of them still fetching it right now as I speak. Google everything I say on this radio program, Uncle. KAIETEUR News reported on this many times. We reported it so many times that the coalition went in and put a brakes on by Shenlin and another one named Rongan.
Yeah.
The PPP is back. And if I lie, business is as usual. Is as usual
Yes.
with these foreigners in our forests. I am not talking about gold, diamond, bauxite and manganese, you know, Uncle, or oil. I am just talking about timber. If you go on Alabama.com, you will see the Chinese selling Guyana wood online. And you got to see the price them selling it for. What Guyana getting? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. But some Guyanese people, the politicians them, just collect a brown paper bag every now and again, straight to the office.
Yes.
This is what they worth, Miss Harris. Yes. Them even bring in their own Chinese people with no license to drive and kick out our local drivers out of jobs.
Yep.
So they may only get your timber and get all these things duty free. They come and they kick out the local drivers. We carry all those stories, Uncle. If you can view this program on Facebook or YouTube, you will see some videos I took myself from the helicopter of what they are doing. Man, you gotta see this thing, Miss Harris. How they're clearing we land. Not even a monkey can survive. Or a goat. How clean they're leaving this land.
Yep.
Is everything they eat up. Not a blade of grass left.
Yep.
Only the brown earth you're seeing. Got a kakwani, go all over, man, you see. Got a bokal, you see it.
Clear.
Look at the videos, Uncle. A matter of fact, I send the videos to President Ali and Vice President Jagdeo this morning for them to see what is going on in our country. They didn't respond to me. All this wealth going out of this country, and we corrupt clowns running every day to all the foreign banks to borrow money to feed our children, pay salaries, old people pension, patch roads, build roads, build 200 million US airport, borrow to build the new harbor bridge, borrow to build highways, borrow to buy drugs for the hospital. They will borrow to build schools and hospitals and pay fat interest on it too, Uncle. Yeah, man. You know, Miss Harris, if we didn't have these clowns and corrupt leaders, Guyana would have already been like Dubai without this oil fine. And the money what these clowns settling for to allow these things to happen, they could have collected triple that
Yes.
with the wealth we have.
Yep.
And Guyana, me and you, could have been getting in the millions. We could have already become the Dubai without oil.
Yes.
Some of them taking a penny in bribes without knowing them could have get a full dollar, and the country could have become Dubai. Uncle and auntie is like a pretty sexy individual who doesn't know their worth sell out their body for nothing.
Yes.
That's how greedy, stupid, and corrupt they are. Ms. Harris, here what happened only yesterday. It reported in the KAIETEUR news that a Guyanese registered a company here legally and applied to export with Green Heart, Wamara, and other woods. This Guyanese man was set up the company. Guess who names the behind the company?
Who?
Chinese and Malaysians.
Of course.
You hear that, Josh? The chairman of the board, you know his name? You want to hear his name?
Yeah.
Mei Hoi, a Malaysian.
Of course. A Guyanese company though.
A Malaysian is the GM. He named Ming Zing. He is in charge of the day-to-day operations, and he is a Chinese national. The company forest manager named Yuming Hoyt, another Chinese. One named Raymond Ting Hawing Hing. A Malaysian is the commercial manager, uncle. He is the businessman. He is the market. He is the market man for the wood. He is the man who was selling the wood, uncle. Your wood, our wood, the Guyanese people wood. He's selling. Another one named Wang Zhenbao, a Chinese national. He is the logistics manager, and the accountant manager named Kenneth Tai Sai Hong, a Chinese too. That is the Guyanese, Chinese, Malaysian company with no born Guyanese name. Ah, man, you got to love these clungs in this land. Gotta love them, uncle. Them get an exploration license. That same company, uncle, get an exploration license under the stewardship of Raphael Trautmann's, the coalition in March of this year. And here how much land them get, uncle. A total of 52,897 hectares on the left bank of the Berbice River heading towards Timeri. Them say that them done suss out the area and see richness there, money they down there. According to the company, they plan to ship Wamara, Walaba, Green Heart, Kabakali, Susia, Purple Heart, Locust, Baramali, Toraniro, Hubabali, Shabadan, Dakama, and the list go on. Man, is everything they carry out and still have the nerves. Listen to this one, Kevin. They still have the nerve, uncle, to tell us that everything they ship out will be done in accordance with the Forestry Commission policy. You gotta love this land, bro. You got to love these clungs we have in this country. And if you think I'm done with this story, uncle, you lie. You got to hear much more. Much more of the honey I still got to send to you. So listen on. That same company that registered by a Guyanese from Petersal on the east bank of the Demerara, them already have 2 other companies in the same name that was registered prior to this one in 2015 under the stewardship of the Honorable Robert Montgomery Prasad. Yeah, man.
Yes.
This was just before the PPP lose the 2015 election. Them receive, uncle, 185,000 and another 130,000 hectares each. If you add all 3 together, uncle, what Raphael Trackman and Robert Prasad Ministries issued is 367,000 hectares. Yes, to one set of people in 3 company, uncle. Uncle, that amount of land they give to the one set of people is 83 times the size of Wakenham, where I grew up, where I've been to school, St. Paul's Primary School. Like I said, I was bright in maths. Ask the headmaster, teachers, or my schoolmates, they can tell you. It is 118 times Leguan Island. Twice the size of Jamaica. And 5 times the size of Trinidad and Tobago. 2 times Jamaica, 5 times Trinidad. This is good going, Ms. Harris. I love these clowns we have.
Doing business, development.
Another Chinese company, uncle, named Rongan, own a company, Rongan Inc. Oh my. Them, this is the king of Guyana forestry. This one get 1,032,000 hectares. Then they were granted another 143,000 hectares. When you total it, uncle, you get 1,175,000 hectares of Guyana's forests. 15 times Trinidad and Tobago. And almost 7 times the size of Jamaica. And then we have another foreign company, uncle, called Vitana Holdings. This one from India, with 855,000 hectares. 5 times Jamaica, 11 times Trinidad and Tobago. Auntie, while the foreigners getting in the millions of hectares, we local Guyanese like Tulsi Prasad Limited and the other locals getting in the thousands of hectares. This is your country, uncle. This is the local people country. These are the clowns and criminals we have for politicians in this land. You gotta love them, Joshua?
Yeah.
You gotta love them.
Yep. We try.
You that's sleeping in your bed, dreaming and hoping something will left back for your children's future. Continue sleeping and continue dreaming. Don't get up, don't wake up, don't open your eyes and smell the coffee. Or do anything about it. Y'all will see what will become of your children and grandchildren. A friend sent me something that says, Guyana giving away everything free. Just left little royalty in the politician's pocket, and you can take all the oil, all the gold, the bauxite, the timber, the manganese, and go your way. Yes, you country, and you family will enjoy life in a breadbasket. That's what the man actually telling us. I had to laugh. Auntie, plenty Guyanese don't know what is Wamara. It is the most beautiful and classy, expensive wood in this world. I never come across a wood more expensive and classy like that. You don't want to know how expensive it is, uncle. Me office floor, got it. A friend gave me at cost price. That is what the Chinese got online at Alibaba selling. Just let your family Google it and let you see the price. And what Guyana getting out of it? Miss Harris, I can't hear you.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's what I want to hear.
Nothing.
Nothing you getting. Mozambique, Madagascar, Congo, Nigeria, Central Africa, and many other countries in the continent. The Chinese done walk through and clear out their forests. These corrupt clowns we have, allowing them to run through our forest, clearing it as they go. Suriname and Brazil have foreigners too. But guess what, Auntie? Them getting the rightful share of their forests, just like the rightful shares them getting from them oil deal. Guyana getting royalty from every industry, just like what we get in from the oil deal, uncle. Yes, we getting royalty.
Less than 2%.
Yes, and we getting taxes from every industry, just like what we getting from the oil deal. Man, you gotta cheers with me and smile with these clowns we have.
Yep.
The Canadians that sell out we mining land to the Chinese and walk away with $338 million with a stroke of a pen. 338 million, just a stroke of a pen, man.
Just like that.
To a Chinese company. Yesterday, uncle, some workers complained to the union how they're building a new housing area. And when the union asked the Chinese company what's going on, them tell the union them setting up housing area to accommodate 150 foreigners to begin their underground mining next month. Hear that? And they tell the union, it's not only foreigners they're bringing in, but they're going to bring in some foreign Guyanese. My gosh. Foreign Guyanese. It's Guyanese anyhow, but them is foreign Guyanese. I want you to know, uncle, they got plenty Chinese who got Guyanese passports. So them can be counted as Guyanese, but they are Chinese. I will be checking to see when that 150 come, how many is real Guyanese. But that is not what we should be looking at, uncle. 5-10 Guyanese people working with this Chinese company in the back dam. You need to understand underground mining Yes, underground mining will eat up Guyana faster than ExxonMobil eat up our oil. You need to keep that behind your mind, behind your brain. Underground mining is not the ordinary open pit mining you do from the tap, uncle, where you dig and make a big pan. Underground mining is new technology where they drill a fine hole going down from the top till they find the gold. Sometimes, uncle, you can drill 1,000 feet, 2,000, 3,000 feet, and when you find the amount of gold that could make you rich overnight, you just open the hole bigger. Begin with dynamites, and as you remove that, you keep going down, so you get a big hole right down as you blast through. Then them use something called lift. You know, it's like an elevator, Josh, to bring up the stuff to the top. And when you reach down to the bottom where the gold is, man, you blast your way. You blast your way to richness. Them can also do the same thing, uncle, at the side of a mountain. Rather than drill from the top, you can drill from the side of the mountain to go in and blast your way to the goal. Only with sideway blasting. That's only with the sideway blasting. The sideway blasting, you don't need lift, Joshua. You just use something like the locomotive, like them train.
Yeah.
Yes. But inside there now, they're bringing some small trucks, low trucks. So as you blast and you go in, these small trucks are driving in and bring out the stuff. Yes. That one, you don't need plenty workers to work. That type of mining is where you'll use less workers and make gigantic money. Yes, uncle. And all they pay, Miss Harris, is 1,000 Guyana dollar per acre per year.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what they
I remember I talk about this thing many times, man. $1,000 per acre per year. And Sam Hines, proud to tell the world he was responsible. And how that is a good deal. Here was Sam Hines them allow these people to do. They waive all the taxes. Duty-free concessions they give the people. And guess what, Joshua? They are allowed to pay royalty as to how much and what they feel. You hear me? Yeah, man.
Wow.
That is the contract. What these clowns gifted these foreigners. Cheers, Josh.
Cheers.
Cheers, Guyana.
Cheers.
Take a drink for that one. And please don't cuss Glenn Lall during your gaff. These clowns for leaders have 1 and 2 people cussing me on Facebook. So I was told.
Yep.
So please don't cuss them back. Pray for them. They need help.
They do.
Rise higher.
They need help. Or maybe they're part of the circus clowns we have. Yesterday, the KAIETEUR News carried a story, uncle. Guyana borrows 10 times more from IDB than the coalition took in the first 6 months of 2020. The mid-year government report said that, uncle. I can get cost to this one too. And this is the own report I'm talking about. According to this half-year report released by the government, loans from the IDB increased from 5 million in 2020 when the coalition was in power. Now the people take over, they borrow 55.5 million US in 6 months of 2021.
Wow.
The PPP say, uncle, 75% of that money, yes, is used or was used to deal with COVID pandemic. I wonder how much of that money actually reach into your pockets. 55.5 million US added on our backs again in loans, Miss Harris.
Yeah.
Think about it. I saw a worrying story. Stabrook News reported Wednesday on their front page. A new development on loans. Them get the story from an inside source. This is not confirmed. How Guyana is in talks with China for a 1.5 billion American dollar loan.
Wow.
Guyana debt was 2.2, I'm told.
Yeah.
Now they're going to in secret talks with China for about 1.5 billion. Almost all of Guyana debt. The first thing you gotta know, uncle, is that Ashni Singh, the financial guru, went to Parliament in January seeking to raise public loans, public borrowing from 500 million US to 1.5 billion US dollar. And the external debt threshold, he wants that to move from 400 billion to 600 billion.
Yes.
Them asking the Parliament to allow them to borrow more money. And guess what is their plan for this 1.5 billion US, uncle? Half of that for the hydro project.
The white elephant.
Yes, that's not even a white elephant. And they're going to use some to upgrade the road from Sheriff Street to Mahaika. And the source tell the Stabrook News people that some of the money will be used for select community roads. You hear that, uncle? Select community roads. And some to be used on interior roads. Interior roads, auntie. Maybe they're going to spend it like how they spend $42 million on a road to nowhere in the interior. When they give FIP Motilal the contract. A man who never built a pavement anywhere in the world. To build that road in the jungle. Oh my God. Oh, beautiful Guyana.
My lovely native land.
Oh, my lovely native land. More dear to me than all the world. Thy sea-washed, sun-kissed strand. Or down upon the borders, looking down upon the deep, the great Atlantic blow into a fury, or asleep at morn, at noon, or better in a crimson sunset glow. I love thee.
Oh, I love thee.
Oh, I love thee. Yes, I did well, right?
Yes, you did.
Man, I'm going to karaoke tonight.
Bravo, encore, encore.
I'm going to karaoke tonight. I love these land.
Yes, peaceful Guyana.
Man, Uncle, you got to smile with me, you know. Because I see the EPA waking up. Maybe it's the song I just sing, waking them up. Waking on them up to what is happening in this country. They told the Trinity company that was setting up a cement factory on the east coast of Demerara to put a hold and resubmit a new application for consideration and approval. I love it. At least the residents in the 4 villages that complain will be satisfied with this new development.
Yes.
And I am happy for them. I am happy for myself too. Guyanese need to understand and they need to stand up with this madness, this insanity going on in this country in every sector. You know, Miss Harris, everybody coming here and think they can do what they want, how they want, and when they want.
Yep.
This is how Guyana is being viewed around the world by these incompetent and corrupt clowns we have. I am not upset with you, life. I am astonished.
Punished.
Cheers, Osafo. I'm coming downstairs just now. I will miss you. But like I say, when one king is gone, another will step in.
Yes.
What I am worried about is when one clone is gone, we can get another clone
Yes.
in this land. These government reports, uncle and auntie, y'all don't get to see them. Y'all got to depend on the media to tell y'all what's going on. The same government half-year report reveal how fish and shrimp production on the decline for 2 years now. Yes, 2 years now. But they never said it in the half-year report last year and the year before. Now they choose to tell y'all in their report. The report say in 2019, they catch just over 10,000 tons of fish. In 2020, 9,000 tons of fish. And in 2021 so far, 7,400 in fish and shrimp. By the end of the year, you do the maths. And by next year, it will become scarce. The price will be 5 times for a pound of gilbaka. I think now is about $1,200 a pound?
Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I don't go to the market.
50
Right.
in some places.
And by 2023, start digging pond behind your house to mine part 1 huri. Because that is what you guys will be eating. The oil is taking it away. All hasn't gone. Wait until the second project will just arrive. Yeah, man. Lisa Destiny, wait, let us start. And you're going to see next year, half report, it finish. You guys remember, I tell you all how over 1 billion US gas to show project will become a Ponzi scheme to benefit only the private investors and not the Guyanese people? Well, I see the opposition now decide to submit a motion to Parliament demanding a comprehensive report and all the studies on the project. I love this one. They're now saying they want international experts to come and carry out this task.
International experts.
Now they want proper studies done to make sure this project is good or bad. Whether it can benefit Guyana or if it's only going to benefit a few Guyanese and the foreign people. Cheers, Guyana. Cheers, cheers, cheers. I gotta take some water. Joshua, cheers?
Yeah.
You gotta cheers, man. I gotta take a special drink for this one. Ramjatan and Patterson waking up. At least they're carrying the right motion to Parliament and not the fishing license. You guys should ask them why they're not taking the ExxonMobil contract to Parliament too. Cheers again, man. Cheers, uncle. Them also want this project to go on a hold. Yeah, man. They want to put it on a hold. And when all the reports are in, when all the studies come back, they want it to be presented to the Natural Resource Committee and have a public debate for approval. Cheers again, Pato and Ram. Another quick development. President Ali said yesterday how he will launch a 4-month consultation for climate change. And in the same breath, he says it is unfair to expect developing countries to leave oil in the ground. You hear what I said just now, man?
Wow.
The man wants a 4-month consultation on climate change. And in the same breath, he said, man, it's unfair to expect developing countries to leave the oil in the ground.
Wow.
He said Guyana will ensure the oil sector operates in line with global climate solutions. I gotta love this president. I gotta love him. You hear what he said, Ms. Harris?
Yes.
The oil sector will operate in line with global climate solution. Oh, why the oil sector not operating in line with the global oil contracts, Mr. President? After all, ExxonMobil give you less than 2% royalty. Why the oil sector not operating with global production, sliding scale and signing bonuses, Mr. President? Huh? Why only global climate solutions, Mr. Ali? Why your government not operating in a transparent manner like the global world, Mr. President? Cheers again, uncle. Yes, 4-month consultation on flaring, pumping deadly chemicals, deadly produced water in the ocean is good, Mr. Ali. Yes. But what is more important for the citizens of this country is paisa, dinero,
Plata.
yes, cash money in people's pockets. They can fall sick from all those things. But if they don't have paisa in their pockets to spend at the hospital, they're going to go to La Pantier or the rest of the funeral or rest of the burial grounds. So you should have another 4-month consultation on the contract deal, Mr. Ali. On the lopsided contract that would leave the Guyanese people poor and in great debts. Cheers again, uncle.
Cheers.
At least them waking up but y'all got to help wipe the boo-boo out them eyes, or push some firewood under the behind. If not, you guys will never get a good life. While President Ali talking about 4-month consultation on climate change, the oil people them setting their own standards for this fourth project. The oil people say them working, excuse me, them working with the with the World Bank and ExxonMobil standards, not the international standards or Guyana standards. Well, Guyana ain't got none anyway. Guyana now doing a 4-month consultation according to President Ali. What and how they plan to do with Liza 1, Liza 2 and Payara. Them three have no standards. Them pumping everything and flaring everything is the same thing. The fourth project document says, it's the same thing the fourth project document says they will do. And this is what they want President Ali to pass before the 4-month consultation done. Them say they're going to have an extra compressor. Man, you have to hear this thing, man. This thing make me crack up when I really read this story. They said they're going to have an extra compressor. You know the compressor every 2 weeks you go Germany and come back you broke down. They said they're going to have an extra compressor for the fourth project.
Wow.
And how they will consider. Here it is. They said they will consider and implement in their oil operations out there leak detection and repair programs.
More dreams are selling me.
Oh boy, this is more than dreams they're selling us. Yes. They will consider to do that in the fourth project, uncle. Their project document for this fourth project says so. Not Glenn Lall. Cheers, King, coming downstairs. President Ali, who's running away from Guyana. Yes. He is running out of Guyana to go sit down and chat with the climate change people, telling us that he having a 4-month consultation on flaring, rather having a 4-month consultation on the deals we have. What a world we live in.
Beautiful world.
Set a good example, President Ali. No matter how difficult it is, be kind. No matter how unkind others are, together we can make the world a better place for all mankind. Especially the Guyanese people, Brother Ali. And this one for you. This one is for you, uncle. Not all of us can do great things. But we can do small things, little things with great love in it. We carried a story today in which ExxonMobil admits they are dumping water, hydrocarbon, oil content, highly dangerous produced water, treated sewage, including cement, barati, bentonite, calcium carbonate, gravel packed sand, tank washers, man, every garbage, rock and everything, they're dumping in the ocean. Them say before dumping all these stuff, it must reach international standards before dumping. Them said so. All these wastes are subject to some type of pre-treatment. Monitoring before they discharge overboard. They say that. Man, we have nobody to monitor or to see anything what they're dumping. Nothing whatsoever. The EPA doesn't have a ballahu or a few penny to rent a ballahu just to go out there to monitor what they're dumping. Uncle, we are in great trouble. We're in a bad shape. Very bad shape. But I still love these clungs. God bless you guys. And all the clungs. Yeah. Let me leave you with this. We are like pencils. The best part are on the inside. We make our mark when we touch others' lives, but we become better as we sharpen the pencil. When we fill our minds with beautiful thoughts, our world becomes a beautiful place. If you fill your minds with greed, it breeds corruption and leads the world into turmoil.
And that was a rebroadcast of the Glenn Lall Show. Join us in case you might have missed it tomorrow at 11 a.m. for a rebroadcast. And join us on Sunday for all three of the programs. That's at 11 a.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m.